So, hi, I'm Manish, and I will be giving my presentation on semiotics in film, a topic from the subject visual arts and aesthetics. So, for this presentation, the movie that I have selected is Parasite, a 2019 film by Bong Joon-ho, which also won the Academy Award for the Best Picture of the Year, Academy Award also known as the Oscars. Before going to the movie and finding what the semiotic means, let's talk about what semiotic basically are. Semiotics is the field of study that explores how human and other organisms derive meaning from the world around them. Semiotic basically can be categorized into three types: icon, symbol, and the index. An icon basically directly resembles the object, and an index has implied association with the object. Whereas the symbol is not inherited with object or any icon or any index. A symbol can be just a connection, a matter of convention within a particular society. So now the movie, the Parasite movie. So basically, before going and explaining the whole concept, I will be giving a small plot on what the movie is basically and where I will be going in a movie. So the movie Parasite is based on two families, the Kim family and the Park's family. The Kim family is the poor one and the Park family is the rich family. So the up and down basically showing that how the Park family is the upwards who live in the upper society, and the Kim family who basically lives in a downgrade society and also lives in the basement, which can also symbolize that they live in a downward society. So the Kims is the family of four members, the husband, wife, and the two childrens. The basement can be seen reflecting their tenuous economic state, and this is basically the Kim's family. This is in CGI, which the movie management released, explaining where the Kim family lives. And this is the Parks family. This family is the richest family shown in the movie, and this is the Parks family's house, where basically 70 to 80% movies is shot. As the director described, this is the story about infiltration when family infiltrates to other family. This is a movie basically showing the socioeconomic state of the society, how the rich family treats the poor family and how the poor family treats the rich family. So now coming to the movie part, the movie starts with the title and the screenplay. In the starting, the audience can see that the viewpoint is somewhere can be called as a basement, in which basically, spoilers ahead, the Kim family resides. So, what I will be doing in this presentation with this movie is I will be explaining two parts, stone and the smell, which can reflect the semiotics in the movie. Now, first will be the stone. So why the stone appears and why stone can be called as a symbol. Now, from the beginning, when the movie basically starts, the Kim family is introduced. From the basement to the society, the Kim family is being introduced in the first 15 to 20 minutes. So, in the beginning, two members can be seen, not the family members. One is a family member who is Kiwoo, son in the Kim's family, and the other one is his friend Min Hyuk, Kiwoo's rich friend. He comes to visit his friend and offers him a job, telling him to tutor up one of his friends and telling them that he is the Mi Hyuk. Now his friend also gives them a present telling them that this stone here is said to bring material wealth to families. To which the son replies that this is so metaphorical, basically symbolizing that this is so for us, because he sees that this is a symbol, and basically the point of it is that the stone is symbolizing the aspiration for wealth and the status. The son in the movie is possessive over the stone, and this is the first scene where the stone appears. There is no introduction to the stone later on or any in between. This is just a stone that his friend gave him as a gift. As he sees the stone as the aspiration for wealth, he goes on in the journey where he is going to be tutoring his Min Hyuk's friend. As the journey begins, he applies for a job, and then the mother in the Park's family gave him the job of tutoring her kids. This is a Q. So while giving the first interview and basically showing what the Park family is, introducing them as well, she says something that can find a good teacher, basically telling that she needs a teacher and she cannot find one for the students, an art teacher basically, to which the son he sees an opportunity and tells them that he knows a friend, but the friend is in fact his own sister. He tells them that he knows a friend that can be the art teacher you want, and by this he introduces his sister to the family, not telling them that they are related but just telling them they're friend. So after his sister, their mother arrives, and after their mother, the father arrives. So the whole Kim family is basically infiltrating in the Park family, being the parasite. Now, the second symbol arrives in a scene after when the whole family is now employed in the Park family. The symbol comes and it shows basically the success towards the goal, which was the main point, that it brings the material wealth, and the symbol basically symbolizes that. The second point is this, and the third point comes later on in the middle of the movie when there's a tragedy. So in this scene, the Kim family basically can be seen enjoying in the Park family as a servant, but in this scene, the Park family is not in the house; they are somewhere else. But they later on cancels the trip and comes back to their house, and in the midst of all this, they are introduced to a new member, a new family. This new family is Moon Kwang and her husband, the ex-servants. So how they come is the servants basically lives in the basement. The husband lives in the basement, and the lady she lives outside somewhere else. So she arrives at their house telling them that their husband lives here in the house and she needs to meet his husband. Then as the movie goes on, the Kim family basically asks them, "Who are you? What are you doing in the basements? And how long were you here?" So they introduces them. They think they are someone is called thief. They are taking advantage, and they basically just tie them up and keep them in the basement, because in the basement the ex-servants also understood that this whole family of servants is related, and they were trying to blackmail him that they were gonna tell the family, Park family, that they're related and same as. So basically, the servants are in the basement, and the Kim family they are almost being caught because the Park family is coming back from a trip. So as it goes, in this scene can be seen as they are running from the Park family to their own house, and it is also raining. So in the midst of all this, the third scene arrives where the reality hits. So in this scene, basically what happens is tragedy happens. Kim family get almost gets caught by the Park family. That was the first clash. Second was the basement clash, where the ex-servants arrive, and third was the rain, where their whole house, which was in the basement, the whole house gets flooded. So in this scene, as the footnote says something touches his foot in the water, he bends over and reaches into the murky depth, eventually finding the viewing stone that Minhyuk, his friend, gave the family as gift. The viewing stone that was a gift again appears on the screen as a third time. Now, in this time, it basically is symbolizing that the goal, the success that is slipping away. The success which he previously had is now slipping away. The Kim Hyun pants heavily as he hugs the rock. It's like he just found a precious treasure. In this scene, the father and the son can be seen flooded. The father is taking all the necessary items he needs, but the son just takes the stone because he thinks it's a precious treasure and he should keep it. In this next scene, just after seconds, the stone can be seen clenching, basically showing the audience that the son is clenching the stone, meaning that he is trying to hold his success. And the fourth scene arrives as the birthday comes. Later on, after the scene, there's a party, a birthday party. The Park family arrives from a trip. When they arrive from a trip, they introduces the Kim family to all of his guests, and that's where this scene comes, where Ki Woo questions whether he is perfect and does he belong in all of this group or not, because he just experienced all of these clashes back to back, and now he kind of knows that he doesn't belong here in all these riches. So what he does is he brings a stone. Now, now what happens is he uses this stone as a weapon. This is the fourth time the stone is appearing. He uses this stone as a weapon to kill the people or servants who were residing in the basement, or can be say as bunker. So as he goes, he takes a stone and goes down, but later on he slips. The stone yet slips, and later on what happens is the servant, the husband, he takes the stone and comes back. Then there's a fight scene, and the stone then becomes his own destruction. And then there's an ending scene shortly after this whole fight scene. There's an ending scene where the hands can be seen putting a stone in a river, basically telling the audience that the stone knows its place. Same thing can be goes as the theme, which was basically that the boy, the son in the Kim family, he was possessive over stone. He thought that he can fit in the rich people, he can fit in their class, but basically telling the audience that nobody can fit in a movement. Nobody can fit in the rich people in couple seconds, and no rich can fit in poor people in couple of seconds. So this was the first part. The second thing that we're going to demonstrate is the smell. So now the smell can be called as an index. Now index, as we read, index has an implied association with the object. So the movie does not shows any object, but I think the smell in the movie can symbolizes. So in this scene, the boy can be seen. So what happens is the boy smells their servants and basically tells them that, mom, they smells the same, telling Park family that they smells the same, basically revealing that they might be related. But the Park family rejects that, and there comes another scene where the Kim family is being shown, basically discussing what just happened. Now, with this situation, Ki Jung, the sister in the family. She says that it's the basement smell. The smell won't go away unless we leave this place. So in this moment, the smell can be used as the smell of the poverty. The second scene can be seen when there's a birthday shopping going on, the driving scene. So what happens in this scene is the Park family goes to mall to city to shop, and the lady can be seen as she is smelling something bad. So what happens is she is smelling she's getting disgusted by the smell of the poor people. The poor people basically the driver, the head of the Kim family. Now what happens is Ki Tang feels ashamed as this is the smell of poverty, the smell where they lives, and the smell he cannot get away from easily. The third scene is the almost caught scene when they are almost caught. So as the footnote says, the Dong Hui says, "Hold on, I know that smell," and the lady Yong Kyo says, "What?" Then Dong King says, "This is Mr. Kim's smell." Now, this is the third scene where the smell is intensively and disgustedly discussed. Then when they're almost caught, Ki-taek is also there. They are hiding basically, and the Ki-taek becomes nervous. He smells his t-shirt, and what happens is he just stays there. As the footnote says, I mean, I like his driving, and the man never crosses the line. The Ki-taek can couldn't do anything. So basically, what happens is Ki Taeyuk takes the insult in front of the family, and then again feels ashamed because the smell is getting noticed day by day. As the footnote says and continues, but the smell is definitely closes the line. The fourth scene is the birthday scene. So this is the ending scene, the birthday scene where the Park family celebrates the birthday of their son. So what happens is shortly after the killer tries to kill the boy with the stone, the killer takes a knife from the kitchen and goes outside to kill the rest of the family, the rest of the Kim's family. Then there's a in the midst of all this, what happens is Ki Jung died. Ki Jung dies because of the killer. Killer basically stabs a knife in her heart. Then what happens is the boy, the birthday boy, on the left side can be seen as a fainted, and then on the right side, the girl can be seen as dead Kim Ji-young, who is basically dead. So shortly after this scene, the Park family decides to take the car keys and exit the house and basically going to the hospital because the boy is also fainted. But in in between all of this, they forget that the Kim family just lost a member. So what happens is, while taking the key, the head of the family smells something really bad. It's the smell of a blood from Ki Jung and killer. Also saying basically the poor. So he already used to smell and complain that the poor smells bad and not doing the same thing, not considering that they should help the Kim family because one of the members is dead or might be alive. So as the head of the Kim family sees that he's again being discussed over the smell and not caring about whether we live or die, he understands the power of the smell. He understands that the poverty and the rich attitude, he understands what smell means to him. Then he later was gone, getting angry, and then Ki-tae kills Park Dong-ik. Then in the ending, the head of the King family goes back to the bunker, basically becoming the murder. And then with this, the movie ends. Shortly after this, there's a ending scene left for like 5 to 10 minutes. And so basically, all of these small things like stone and the smell, there are a lot of other couple of things which is basically completing the movie's theme, which is the people in poverty, regardless of their dreams, often do not have the power to join the affluent class. The Kim family, in the end, basically understands that and understands that they cannot just fit in the affluent class, that they should do this peacefully and naturally, not by infiltrating the Park family. and the shortly movie ends. So this is a scene that I have captured. The first scene where the sun can be seen as a in a bright light, and there's a summer. This is the same location, and in the last scene it can be seen as a dark in a winter. So in this movie, basically, it's not about who the parasite was. It was that people were each other's parasite, and that was the semantic and this movie. I hope you understand. Thank you.